We talk about the innovator's dilemma. It comes here all the time. You're almost kind of trying to get a step ahead of the innovator's dilemma. I think you told your chairman, Rob Hevert, that you were effectively trying to put him out of business in the long run, right? Because he's got the old school business model. You've got the new school. Yeah. So, because we come into it all the time. We were talking about this yesterday, right? Yeah. With the banks and how the banks aren't going to innovate. We were all in banking, and we know that they won't do it until the last minute, and then they won't even do it then, and then they'll try to buy someone. And so we see them trying to do it with some of these incubators, and we see it kind of working, kind of not working. You're trying to really take it by the horns and try to come at it in an opposite way. And everyone's trying to find out what you are, right? Everyone's trying to put a name on something. I guess, like you're saying, an industry is something that already exists. What do you think of all the incubators that kind of come up, or a lot of the management consultants that put offices in Shoreditch? And, how does the old school industry even make sense of what's going on in tech right now?
So it's interesting. I was asked this by a magazine a couple of days ago. Pretty a less direct question, I suppose. For me, fintech incubators or accelerators are there to make money. That's their job. As in, if you ask their why, they want to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's the same way that you look at corporates before. What are they on the planet for? To make money. My ambition is not to make money. It's stupid, and I'm sure my boss at some point when he watches this will go, "What the hell did you say that for?"
Right. You have big rent bills.
Yeah.
As well.
As in, no, someone has. I'm not sure who. Wait till we get to that bit. But it's kind of, I'm not trying to say I want you to be successful so I can be successful. I want companies to be successful so we start to change the way that we live. We start to challenge some of the big corporates, because when you get, your point of banks will finally change at the end when they have to. If we can get to the point of making them change quicker, that's to the benefit of everyone. If we can make all the corporate environment, the Industrial Revolution organizations, because that's what they were built around the Industrial Revolution and the whole philosophy of that. The Internet Revolution was another channel on top of that. And actually those organizations which have been most successful in that kind of era, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Amazons, etc., are actually just feeding off the Industrial Revolution weaknesses or feeding off their profits because they're selling products to them.
Right.
The people revolution part is much more of the makers will make, they will use their data and other people's data in a trust model, which allows them to say, this is what we want. And if you don't give it, as I said, if you don't give it us, we'll basically do it ourselves. We'll find someone who'll do it. And startups will appear that start to solve those problems that the corporates refuse to solve or just can't. And it's kind of, you've got to just appreciate that model is going to happen. Are the incubators there to make the people revolution happen or make themselves rich? They're there to make themselves rich. We've got to have a model where we say, yes, the incubators have got a space, they've got a purpose, I get it. Some of us need to come together and say, how can I help someone without actually having any self-interest? And when you said before, I don't take a percentage of anyone, I don't want to take a percentage, why should I? It's someone else's idea. Just make it happen, make it real. Give them whatever you can, blood, sweat and tears, advice, room, space, support, infrastructure, steal a bit of infrastructure from this, give it to there. Loads of people have got spare infrastructure. But don't say I'll do it if you give me 15%. Now the dilemma I've had, which has been bizarre but kind of enlightening, is a lot of the startups don't trust you unless you ask for something.
So a lot of people don't trust you unless you ask for something.
Yeah. And this goes
sounds too good to be true, right?
And this goes to the core of what trust is. Trust is about credibility, reliability, and intimacy, so closeness, all divided by self-interest. Algorithmic background, there has to be a formula in something.
Yeah, Jesus.
So credibility, have you been it, have you done it, do you have experience? Reliability, did you do what you said you would do, and did you stick to it? Intimacy, how close am I to really understand you and really know you? And self-interest is, what are you trying to get out of this? And when someone comes in with zero self-interest, people are a little bit scared. When you come in with a tiny bit, it actually kind of strengthens. If you put 0 at the bottom of that algorithm, you're going to get 0 of the whole thing, of the sum. If you put a 1 in there and it's kind of a low self-interest, it's all right, it's not damaging the model too much. The bigger that gets, yes, it does undermine the trust. You've got to have a little bit of self-interest in it. My self-interest is based on a promise I made and based on an ambition to be able to say in a pub, I've done something. That's it. It's not monetary. I'm also a big believer in the karma thing, which is if I do a good thing for one person, it's going to come back to me. And that's happened in the last 3 months massively. I help someone, they recommend me to 4 other places who say that. You went to the funding point, people keep coming to me saying, can I give you money? Can I give you money? Can you do this for me? Can you? And that's all based on me actually just trying to help someone and someone going, they really helped. If you really help, someone goes, oh, can you really help these? Well, why would I really help these? They're not doing what I want to do, which is move the world on. Here's some cash. Okay, that pays the rent.
Right. So it's happening. I believe that. I mean, we've all felt it in this space when you start giving positive energy out, especially in the tech space. Like that feedback loop is super fast, and people feel that energy. But how do you sell that business model to your chairman, Rob Havert? He obviously trusts you. There must be an intimacy formula there as well.
And I think go back credibility, absolutely. Reliability. I've always done what I've said. I'm very close to him, so he gets how I work. He's an entrepreneur who is doesn't need to work too much. He sees the ambition and passion I've got in me, and I'm not really self-interested. I don't walk to him and say, I want to be paid loads, but I also want to get this space, and I want some freedom, and I want this. I say, actually, there's some things I need to give up in order to have the space to do this and this. So I was the CEO of Capco, like you said, in the UK, and I gave it up. And I said, actually, I could keep the title, I could walk around saying, big job, lots of responsibility. I didn't need that. What I wanted is a space to create something new again. I wanted a space to meet people. So when you do a bigger job, you don't have any time because everyone just crushes your diary with meetings which are administrative. When you actually got a bit of freedom, you can just spend time listening to people. And actually the best part of living and breathing Shoreditch is you just go and meet great people. They knock at your door, they take pictures of the rocket in the window, and they're like, hey, what are you doing? How can you help? And we're like, hey, just come and sit here. We've got 3 or 4 of the Bitcoin startups sitting in our building now. Why? Because they didn't have anywhere else to sit. So it's like, just go sit upstairs. Now I'm sure at some point I'm going to get full. It's like Noah's Ark, isn't it? I can only go 2 by 2.
Right.
How can anybody sign up, publish an event, and start selling tickets in a matter of minutes? We love the notion of people gathering. We really thought about low friction. We want to be that cable TV of live experiences. We basically broke all the startup rules. It's fairly insane to go into a business venture with your fiance. My advice, to any 20-year-old or fledgling entrepreneur is to not listen to their parents. Do something really incredible.